So today's topic for software engineering is design strategies. Typically, there are two design strategies. They are the object-oriented design and the function-oriented design. Now, we are going to talk about two different types of design strategies, and we will see how we have to include and what actually these particular techniques are. Starting off with the first one, that is the function-oriented design. Now, function-oriented design is what? The function-oriented design is the result of focusing attention to the function of the program. So here we have already seen that when we use the top-down approach, in top-down approach, what we do, we see the complete or the overview of the system, and then we decide the bifurcation or the decomposition of modules. So here also in the function-oriented design, what we are going to do, we are going to focus the attention on the function of the program. And when I say function of the program, here I am talking about the complete software, what the software is going to perform. So that particular performing is called to be as the functioning. Now we have seen that we are well aware what is a stepwise refinement. How do we do it? We use these stepwise refinement. Stepwise refinement is what? It is based on iterative procedural decomposition. That means we are going to decompose the complete overview of the problem into number of modules which are further decomposed into sub modules, and this is done, this iterative procedure takes place till we reach to a point, we reach to a function which can easily be managed alone. That means that can be easily coded and tested. So that particular is termed to be as the stepwise refinement. Now stepwise refinement is a top-down strategy where a program is defined as a hierarchy of increasing levels of details. So this is high level and this is the low level details. And we are going to move in top-down approach. So this is how the function-oriented design works when we are working on the overview of the system, that is what the functions are there that are to be performed in the software. And then we are going to use the top-down strategy with the stepwise refinement. All right, so how do we work it? Let's see. When we define the function-oriented design, we start with high-level description of what program does. That's what I've told you. Earlier also, if you see our earlier video lecture, then you will see that we have taken an example in the top-down approach of a mobile system, of a phone, right? So in that particular, we have divided, first of all, we are going to see and we are going to percept the overview of what the phone is going to perform, what function it will perform. So that can be divided into three, let's say. I need to do certain text messages. So the functionality of text messages should be there. Receiving of calls, receiving and dialing of calls should be there. And there should be storage of data, whether it is regarding the contact list or regarding the data files I have or the attachments through the mails. So these are the major three functions which an overview of phone system can give. So this is what we are going to in the first point, that is high level description. Then in each step, we take one part of our high level description and refine it. So let's take one part. We have three parts. We take the text messages. So what we are going to do, we are going to include all the sub modules. That is, we are going to further refine it. And this refinement process is working for the elaboration of the functions, refinement of the functions. We are going to do this till we get a specific module which we can code easily or test easily, right? The process should proceed from a highly conceptual model to lower level details. So lower level details we have to reach here. The refinement of each module is done until we reach the statement of our programming language, right? So this is what about the function oriented design. Now let's see the object oriented design. Though we have learned this complete subject as object oriented programming in one of our lecture series. In this, we are just going to give an overview of object-oriented design. So object-oriented design is the result of what? Focusing attention not on the function performed by the program, but instead on the data that are to be manipulated by the program. If you all remember, then what we see in object-oriented, what we are going to focus on, we are going to focus on the objects. And objects are what? These are the real world entities, right? These are the real world entities which are working on data. Now, earlier in function oriented, we were focusing on function, while here we are working and focusing on the real world entity that is working on the data and behavior or working mechanism. So this is the difference between the two. Object-oriented design begins with an examination of the real-world thing. What is the real-world thing? That is the object. And when we, generalize the objects, we get a class. Or we can say that the object is an instance of a class, right? So object is just an instance of the class, or class is the generalization of the object having the same or common features, attributes, and behavior. These things are characteristics. These things are characteristics individually in terms of their attributes and behavior, right? Objects are independent entities that may readily be changed because all state and representation information is held within the object itself. Object may be distributed and may execute sequentially or in parallel. Now, when we work or do the object-oriented design, in this particular design, we can say that we can work in both the ways. The object may be distributed, or they can be worked in sequential or in parallel manner. Well, while if I talk about the functional one, the information is centralized in the function-oriented design, while in object-oriented design, the information state is distributed, not the centralized. Now we have certain common things in object-oriented design that forms the basic concept. First one is the objects. Objects are what? These are the software packages are designed and developed to correspond the real world entities that contain, I told you, all the data and the services to functions as their associated entities messages, right? So there the function was associated regarding the messages, while here the objects are focused that are containing the data and the services. Next important keyword is communication. The communication mechanisms are established that provide by means by which objects work together. That means how they are going to provide the interface to each other. That is the communication among the objects. That is the communication. Next important keyword is the methods. Methods are services that objects perform to satisfy the functional requirements of the problem domain. Objects request services of the other objects through messages. Okay, so here what is methods? Methods are the services. And these are going to satisfy the functional requirements of the problem domain. Now in this object-oriented design, what we have three major properties of this, which we have studied earlier also, and that is what? That is the polymorphism, encapsulation, and inheritance, right? We'll see it further. Now we'll see what is the basic difference or we will differentiate the two. We will differentiate the. All right. So next thing was we are going to see the difference between the function oriented and the object oriented. Here we have defined certain parameters on the basis of which we have compared. First thing is abstraction. Abstraction is what? The basic abstraction. We are talking about first and off functional oriented. The basic abstractions which are given to the user are real world functions. So here the abstraction is being used, which are given are being used by the real world functions. While in object oriented, the abstraction is not in real world functions, but it is on the real world entities where the real world entities are represented, because here we are working on the objects, not on functions, right? So the abstraction is also on the same. Next one is function. Here the functions are grouped together by which a higher level function is obtained. While in object oriented, what do we do? The functions are grouped together on the basis of the data they operate, since the classes are associated with their methods. So that means what? It is saying that functions are grouped together on the basis of the data, because the object and the classes are working or associated with the data and the methods. Now the state of information. The state information is, in the function oriented, the information is represented as centralized shared memory. While in the object oriented, so we were talking about the state information, where we find that function oriented design has the centralized shared memory, while the object oriented have the distributed memory among the objects of the system. Now, talking about the next parameter that we have taken for the comparison is the approach. Which design approach we are using? We have already seen we have two design approaches, that is top down and bottom up. So function oriented designs generally use the top down approach, because here we are going to work on the decomposition better way. While object oriented, as it is working on the objects and classes, so the first primary function is to identify the object, so that is the lower level detail. So that is why we are saying that we work on the bottom up approach in the object oriented, while top down approach in the function oriented. Next parameter is how to begin. When we start the design for the function oriented, we work on the use case diagrams and the scenarios. So this is very important. While when we work on the object oriented design, then the first work is to identify the objects and the classes. So we are going to work on the object diagram and the class diagram, which will give a more clarity about the software, and then we are going to move further. So the detail also you can see in the use case diagram. We are going to see the complete overview, and then we are going to decompose it, and here we can see the lower level detail first, and then we are going to work on in the above hierarchical level. Next parameter is the decompose. In function oriented design, we decompose the function and the procedure, while here we are going to decompose the class level. Now where to use and where these particular differentiation is done, the function oriented design is mainly used when we are using the computational sensitive applications. There the object oriented technique does not work much. But when we have the basic scenario of business case or the business evolution which is already existing, we have certain idea about it, then we use the object oriented technique. So this is the difference between the two.